And I'm picking it from the Chronicle. It says government can't create jobs. NPP MP says it's IMF conditionality. And the MP at the center of this is Dr. Matthew Poku-Prempeh, who is the MP for Manhyia South. He was addressing constituents at Efia Kobe electoral area as part of Meet Your MPs program. He noted that the NDC government has lost the plot to sustain the accelerated economic growth and development it inherited from the Kufuor administration in 2009. And this is a quote in the story, also saying, don't believe the NDC when they go about telling you it has created and will create jobs for the youth. It does not have that capacity because of its own incompetence. There is a freeze on public employment, so from now up till they leave office in 2016, they can't employ anyone, he stressed. I always say you are closer because it's your government. It is our government, but it's your party. What is the truth in this one?
Well, my good friend Napo, I take him very serious, and I listen to him a lot. Sometimes when it goes into this, it's like jokes, I get a bit worried. And when I say it after the program, you call me and say, "Fred, what did you have to say?" That I say yes.
When he talked about the general secretary of the NDC, I told him it wasn't appropriate.
Oh,
but you're using,
okay, sorry.
You're using the same.
It's my friend. We have those. He calls me and he blasts me, and then we do.
Okay,
so I'm sorry, but maybe it's not here. This one there. I'm sorry, then.
Just
I'm
like
sorry,
but my friend.
I'm sorry, but I think that, sincerely speaking, if he says that there's a freeze on employment in government sector, they'll not pick anybody, I don't think suppose the facts on the ground. First of all, as we speak in this country, every blessed year, new training teachers come out from training colleges. They are posted and they are working in government institutions and what have you. They are employees. Every year as we speak in this country, they recruit people into the security services. Every year as we speak in this country, they recruit people into the health sector. They are working in the health sector. All those persons are given employment. As we speak in this country, anytime people go on retirement or people die, whatever it is, those vacancies are filled every day. Indeed, as we speak today, I know that ADB, for instance, they are doing aptitude tests. They are picking almost get close to about 2,000 workers. ADB
is Agricultural Development Bank.
Yes, state institution, is not.
All right, go ahead.
So the point I'm making is that they are recruiting people every day. Multimedia, your TV platform, how many people do you need for this morning show? Maybe yourself as a host, your cameraman, your producers, and all the people behind the scenes that others are not seeing. If it is 10 people that you need to be able to do this morning show, I don't think the management of this institution will go and pick 20 people who are not in the service of 20 people. No nation in the world will do anything like that. If you want to increase the number of intake, number of people must be on this platform, then you are ready to expand the work. You want to bring more hands, maybe you want to open a new studio here and there, and so you need more people on hand. It is not IMF who will tell us not to employ people. If as a country, we have not expanded our economy big enough, we don't have need for people in the same old system that we have, it will be difficult to just be adding up to the numbers. Nobody will do that. It doesn't make any economic sense for anybody to do that. What all of us should be praying for every day is to open up new opportunities, expand the old available institutions available. Then we can bring people on board. You know what this government has done in the area of the youth. The first time, for example, we had a graduate unemployment as in this country was in 2009. Some of them, you speak to them, they've been unemployed for the past 10 years, they've been unemployed for 8 years, they've been unemployed for 6 years. Nobody can say that all such persons were working until 2009 when we came into office, that they were laid off for them to go and form that association. The truth is that these are people who have been in the house for all those years without any employment. The point I'm making is that we are moving to a situation where, just like any other nation in the world, government alone cannot create employment for everybody. We are looking at a situation where the youth will take their destiny to their own hands, create the enabling environment for them, give them the necessary resources, let them put their talent and their visions to bear on their own lives. For instance, the YES program was not brought about just for nothing. It was targeted at a particular group of people, the young people between the age of 18 and 35.
How is that program going?
Well, from the last time I checked, I know people submitted applications, they are doing the CV and all that. They'll call them to come and defend their proposals, and once they finish, the disbursement to be done for them to go and start their work. They have to take them through all manner of training and all that. Because you cannot just give them money and let them to go. You need people to guide and monitor them, make sure something is happening. Now, yes, you may say it is insignificant. Even if it is 100 people, 100 youth who have gotten that opportunity, every year we are going to replicate same with the hope that we're able to get more to inject in that area. We'll be able to take more people on board. As we speak in this country, several projects are going around the country. The gas infrastructure is almost up there working. The gas infrastructure, if you go there, people who are, well, persons who are working over there are Ghanaians. Majority of them, the engineers and what have you, are people who have expertise in those areas.
Majority of them are Ghanaians?
Oh, yes. You can go and check. The gas infrastructure. The majority, even the engineers who manufacture the city, majority of them are Ghanaians. Few expatriates who brought their technology to come and support the work.
So you think that, I mean, you know for a fact there is no freeze. I mean, of course, you've cited a lot of things.
The point,
so
if you go to IMF will tell you, for instance, don't just add up to the numbers when you don't have the need for it. And that is a basic economic principle. And like I said, it's not IMF that is saying this.
So that is the restriction.
Long before you went to IMF, you know we have already prepared our own homegrown solution to our economic challenges that we're just adding up to the public sector, whereas we are not really, it is not coming out with any benefit. We are not adding up to the production. You go to some offices, and these things are things that all of us can verify for ourselves. Go to most of the offices. People are sitting there the whole day, virtually doing nothing. There's no job for them to do. But because they must be employed, they've been employed to go and sit there.
Oh, so that reminds me, just before you come in, those who are working at the warehouse, the central medical stores, we did a follow-up yesterday. So there is a report out of persons who just go, I mean, the places is no more, so they just go and sit under trees and just, you know, be around. What's happening to them? What will happen to them? They go to work all right, except that there's no work.
Yeah, I think that would be a casual unemployment to the extent that we definitely will need to get that installation back. We need to get that institution back. Maybe, yes, we're not able to put that particular structure immediately, but we need to be able to locate another facility where we can use in the interim as the medical stores. So in that case, they have to go back there and be working over there. Until that time, either we are able to put up this substantive place for them to go back.
So what happens between now and that time?
No,
because they're just working, they're waking up and dressing to go to work, except that there's no work.
It's just like you come to work today and then maybe there's completely light off. You don't have a plan to continue. Yes, today you come and it is difficult. You lose revenue, but what else can you do under the circumstances?
But they will still be paid.
That is where they find themselves.
Will they still be paid?
Of course, to the extent that it's no fault of theirs, you can't say you're not going to pay them.
Okay.
So you still have to keep them going. But what we need to do immediately to locate a new place where they can go and be working, try to get the drugs in, whilst we see how we can resolve what has happened.
All right, Kamel, your take on this one?
Very interesting. Did I hear the story, or did I hear you mention the word incompetence in that story? I think I heard you. When Napo, in fact, alluded to Napo, or attributed to Napo,
the quotes, what I read.
Yeah, that the incompetence of this government in handling the economy is bringing us, or has gotten us to where now jobs cannot be created by the government. Fred says here, and tell Ghanaians that no, Napo is a joker.
That was retracted, so please don't use it again.
No, but maybe he
didn't use that against you, so please, let's not go there.
So he can use some words
no,
like
but
that.
we agreed that Napo is not here.
You just put in place.
Yeah, exactly, anyway. but those that have been retracted, let's not use it again.
Then go ahead to tell us that don't training colleges, where in fact they have now cancelled allowances meant for the poor, who qualifies to go to training college from a village, my village like Nanton, to go to training college in Bimbila, he cannot get allowance now. In fact, it has been scrapped off. It has been taken off. Where that allowance is taken out, and now you are telling us that after they finish, automatically they are engaged as teachers. I agree. I agree. When you are going to IMF, those policies or those status quos has actually been stated clearly on a paper to tell IMF that, look, by our arrangement, our teacher training colleges every year, the graduates who actually come out are engaged by us. That we can't do anything about it. IMF accepts this and guarantees it. That is not quarrels between you and IMF at all.
Yeah, but that is employment.
Two, absolutely. This has been arranged long before even NDC came to power anyway. And it's been years over. Since we got independence, it's been so. Let's go on. Two, today as we sit, there is teacher deficits or deficits of teachers in the system. We don't have adequate teachers. Go to the hinterlands, go to the rural areas. The graduates who come out of training colleges are not enough to take care of most of our schools. I've seen Joy reports on some of these absent lack of teachers in the system, a whole lot. where now the Ministry of Education came out under President Kufuor with this special teachers arrangement and the people teacher arrangement. Okay? When they came in, they said, look, let's come out under NYEP to get some teachers to support where places or institutions that lack teachers. Today, as we said, per the IMF arrangement, all those people are supposed to be laid out or laid off. That is what we're talking about when we say job creation.
Is it the same report being interpreted differently?
Absolutely. I'm coming. We are talking IMF, and we are talking IMF bailout, and we are talking conditions that are supposed to be adhered to as a nation before IMF will give us any support. And the condition includes that my brother, that your sister, that your niece or your nephew who finished secondary school and can help a primary school people. Before there's no teacher, that person is told not to go and teach again per the IMF agreement. That is what Dapo is talking about. Not about people coming from training colleges. Police, he mentioned police, that every year we recruit. As we sit now, what is the ratio, okay, of police to citizens as we sit?
What do you know?
The ratio completed, the last time I checked, was 1 police to 1,000 citizens.
It's not up to 1,000.
Now, it has, I said the last time I checked, it was 1 police to 1,000 citizens. That means woefully inadequate police force in the country.
Wait a minute.
So let's get the intervention.
What you're supposed to go by the United Nations standard,
it has been
1,000 to 500. 1 to 500.
But so now we have what? We have
we're doing 720.
And
yes, that's what
when the Kufuor administration, this is in fact, this is an outmoded figure I put in place. But I said the last time I checked. Okay? But now if he has told, he's telling me still that it's 1 policeman to 720 citizens. That is still inadequate. Completely inadequate. Are you getting me? So the argument that every year we're supposed to have police force, of course, holds water. Per United Nations arrangement, it holds water. IMF cannot tell us not to even bring in police. So that is a non-starter anyway. It is pre-arranged. So you are not creating that job. Don't create that impression. What we are talking about, your GIDA people, the people, the special teachers, and then the Zoom police and the Zoom other things who are coming to augment our payroll. We are told that the payroll must be looked at and those people be laid off. That is what IMF is telling us. IMF has also told us that we cannot increase even the salaries of workers by 5% in this year. In the budget, check it. Go and cross-check your arrangement. 5%. Look at the hardship on us. Look at the hardship. Look at the hardship on Ghanaians. Please, when you're talking, I didn't talk. Now, we are saying that this bailout thing, what took us there in the first place? I made this point and I'll continue to make it on several platforms. 6 good years of this government, 62 billion Ghana cedis to their credit in mobilization of revenue alone in this country. 8 years of President Kufuor, only 15 billion cedis in mobilization of revenue in this country. Where is that money? 6 years in this government, 2009. Over $20 billion has been given them in loans. Where is the money? Eurobond, 1 billion. Where is it? Because when I read through the budget, I don't see anything about
but
Eurobond.
Didn't
No, they came to explain. They told us there's some ghost account sitting at Bank of Ghana where some money is put there to pay some to cater for infrastructure fund. You are talking jobs. You bought SADA to help us in the north. In fact, that's where my interest is. You whet our appetite. SADA is going to have houses. SADA is going to do this. We are going to do a whole lot. We said, okay, no problem. We are happy. Come. Today, let me tell you, this year alone, when you go up north, fertilizer, which we used to buy, and the subsidize for 25 Ghana cedis a bag. Today, it's 100 Ghana cedis and you don't even have it to buy in the north. Ask him, he's here. Subsidy has been taken out. Are you getting me? The SADA that we are talking about, you told that you are going to give 100 million Ghana cedis a year. Today in the budget, we are giving only 25,000 a month. 25,000 a month. Dollars. That's what we are giving in the north for SADA. What can that do? This is under this. So when we talk about incompetency, ineptitudeness, there are so many hard facts pointing to this particular matter. And I'm saying that the jobs that he's talking about being created by police, and I'm happy he didn't mention anywhere and talk about that. Now he went on, yes, youth enterprise support. Very good. I always think that when you think as a government, like we thought for NYEP and implemented it, like we thought for LEAP and implemented it, like we thought for MASLOC and implemented it, like we thought for captation grant and implemented it, like we thought for NHIs and implemented it. When you think for yes, and you are going to implement it, you think who is going to steer the affairs of YES? The very first chief executive for YES actually has been pushed out.
Yeah,
Why?
but he explained
Did you
himself.
think?
Wait, hang on. He explained that his mission was to set up the place. He was not told that he was going to run it.
You see, it's very, very important sometimes when we try to play gimmicks with some of these.
Yeah, but what has the running of the place got to do with anything?
It's important. It's very important.
There's somebody in charge.
There must be planning put in place.
There is somebody in charge. He outlined what is going on right now.
You see, it's very interesting. You see, the rhetoric is just too much. I have just told you the amount of money these people have gotten. I've just told you they shouldn't have excuse to tell us there's no money.
Yeah, but let's settle on yes. What is your disagreement?
My problem
what
is
your
my disagreement on yes is that ab initio we are not getting things right. The one who is supposed to even push it had to be pushed out. Residents best known to them.
Do you
only
see,
for him to come to say that I want to set it up.
Do you see us hitting the wall with the yes fund as well?
I will not be out of place if I should say yes. We saw STS. A whole lot of noise was made about it. We will see. We will shame all of you. We're going to put up down those units of houses. A whole lot of stuff. What happened? Common boardroom wrangling could not be settled. This is NDC for you.
Okay.
We saw BRT. You know BRT? Rapid Bus Transport System. They talk about it. Now they have kept quiet. They don't talk about it. They went and took our $90 million from World Bank. We don't know what they use it for. Now they are telling us they are going to do an interchange with some money. And the BRT was supposed to be on that same stretch. Where is it now? Is it these are the people we are dealing with in this country?
Okay.
Mama,
So time is up for you. I'll give you 1 minute. I'll give you 1 minute.
And NDC is there are two parallels.
Okay, I'll give you 1 minute for, you know, just for...
Mama V, it's unfortunate it's 1 minute. See, I think when we get this big platform, we should speak to the facts about issues. First of all, National Youth Employment that was created under them was not a permanent job creation institution. What they did was in 2006, under National Security, when they realized that unemployment was becoming a security issue in this country, the then National Security Advisor advised that they needed to do something for the youth, otherwise they're going to be a problem. Then they brought that institution.
Yeah, but that's a good call, isn't it?
They brought that institution. The idea is that you come and stay in it. After 2 years, you exit and find a permanent place. So that if you are there and you are doing these people teaching whatever that it was called, after 2 years, you're supposed to move into a teacher training college proper, go and receive proper training and join the system. Unfortunately, there was no exit plan. Some were picked to be these people were directing traffic light and what have you. There was no exit plan. You and I know the fact about that particular institution. Even the legal backing for it to operate was not there. It has taken another government to come and put all those structures in place. Now, for somebody to say that teacher training college allowances were taken off and that was helping people with that too, now it's not helping people. Why? Social interventions are not supposed to be permanent interventions. Social interventions are introduced to mitigate peculiar and existing challenges. As and when those challenges have been resolved, you come up with permanent solutions.
Okay.
What we did with this teacher training college allowance, I attended teacher training college. I was trained as a teacher as well. Now, what they did at the time that they were still paying allowances, most of the schools that had even the capacity to take in more students, because they didn't have money to pay the allowances, they were giving quota. They were not taking more than 200 students per school. No, a school could take as much as 500, 600. So the last year intake, it jumped from 9,000 students to over 16,000 students in 1 year. I think that every parent will be happy that having spent money on their children in JSS secondary school they have completed, instead of them to remain in the house and not entering a teacher training college because government cannot pay an allowance, parents would prefer to allow these children to enter the training college. Now that the training college status has been increased to a tertiary institution, for them to also go for the same loans that polytechnic students and university students are going for. And that's the system we are running now. Teacher training college now is a diploma awarding institution. So when you go in there, you go for bank loans just like the police students, just like the university students, and it benefits the society so we can take in more students. Okay. And I think parents are more comfortable with a system like that than what used to exist.
So we have a solid exit plan for yes.
That's right. Yes. No, okay. Yes. I mean National Youth Employment, you mean?
Yeah, no. But for the yes fund.
No, yes, you come in. After I spoke about yes, where we are now. I don't know why anybody should have a difficulty that a chief executive was appointed. Let's even assume that the chief executive was even sacked. Let's even assume that was the case. And so, if a minister was appointed to an institution and later was substituted or changed or sacked, so nobody person can come and continue that institution, should also become a problem.
All right.
You see,
we'll have to end it here. As for your disagreements, you will always disagree.
Mama, the last one before maybe I conclude, about the amount of money we have generated locally, the amount of loans we have contracted locally. The fact of the issue is that, apart from surgical Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, that tangibly we can see infrastructure development that he did with his resources. There is no government in history that can compare to this government in terms of physical infrastructure, physical investment that we have done with the resources.
Really?
We have taken resources, we have put them, and the next time you invite us here, let us use the time to discuss infrastructure that has been put on the ground.
Okay.
It is interesting.
30 seconds.
30 seconds, of course. We are told some 200 schools are going to be built. Where are they?
I'll tell you where the S is given.
Where are they?
Oh, I'll mention the communities.
We are told.
Mama, you are going to
no, time is up.
Oh, no, but he says he wants to know. He doesn't know.
You can update him after the show.
No, he wants to know in public. So let me give it to you.
It turns out to be 0. That is not done. All they will tell you is they're going to circle and see what is happening.
Mama, these are all the schools. Collect and read to the year.
Please.
No.
These are all the schools.
You
don't know. These are the schools. The community. You say you don't know. I'm showing you. He said he doesn't know the schools.
30 seconds is running out.
He said he doesn't know where the schools are. These are the schools. Collect and read. I don't do this. No, collect the schools.
Don't do this.
Forward it to his email.
The man doesn't know what you are doing.
Like you are doing this today. I'm surprised.
Oh, me that.
The point is that from Kwame Nkrumah till date, there has not been government. In fact, let me quote the president. He says that in 2008, when he was the vice president candidate, clearly, and I'm quoting him, he says, building schools, hospitals by governments, and to say you are working is a recipe for mediocrity.
He didn't say that.
Completely.
You are picking out of context.
So today, if somebody
is saying,
please, if he said so,
you say you don't know the secondary schools. These are secondary schools. Collect and read.
So the two of you, on the things that you disagree.
To come and talk about projects. No, invite us next week to come and talk about projects and what we have spent the money for.
Okay.
Then you see how wasteful.
Dennis, please kill their microphones. They will always disagree on the things that they disagree on. But we have to go for Rovin. Today is my colleague Emmanuel Ante. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you today. Unfortunately, you had to hit the streets early this morning to find out if the load shedding situation in certain areas has improved and whether they believe the situation will improve anytime soon. So this is what people had to say on this one. Happy birthday to you, Emmanuel Ante.